Have you ever heard someone say, "Close the door, you're letting the warm air out"? Is the warm air really getting out, or is there something else going on? Welcome to Split-Second Science. In this video, we will address the 5th grade science standard SCI 5.5A and SCI 5.6A, in which we classify matter based on measurable, testable, and observable physical properties, and explore the uses of energy, including mechanical, light, thermal, electrical, and sound energy. This lesson also aligns with the HISD Instructional Practice Rubrics I-1 and I-4. In this investigation, we'll discover that a conductor allows thermal energy to flow easily and investigate what materials are good conductors of thermal energy. To accomplish our objective, we'll implement the use of one of HISD's elementary science best practices, lab equipment. Lab equipment refers to various tools equipped for conducting scientific research or tools used for making specific, concise observations. It is the teacher's role to design and facilitate innovative learning experiences that incorporate the use of lab equipment, model and monitor appropriate use and storage of tools, assign an equipment manager, and set job role expectations. Teachers need to make sure they plan and select grade-level appropriate lab equipment to lead students to mastery of objectives and provide direction for guidance. One of the investigations that you can have them do is to classify objects that have the ability to conduct or insulate thermal energy. During the experiment, you should ask students to answer the following guiding questions. Which materials are good conductors of thermal energy? Which tools would we use for thermal energy investigations? And which safety precautions should we use in this investigation? For this experiment, you will need the following supplies: a plastic spoon, a metal spoon, a bowl of hot water, a stick of butter, a timer, or a device that has a timer, and your student lab notebook to record your results. Since we'll be working with hot water, remind your students about safety practices around hot liquids. As always, students will be expected to draw valid conclusions based on their observations. Let's watch as the teacher development specialist investigates which material is the best conductor of thermal energy, a metal spoon or a plastic spoon.
The best practice focus for this investigation is lab equipment. Step 1, you will just cut a slab of butter and place it on the tip of the plastic spoon as well as the metal spoon. When working with students, some of the guiding questions that you should be asking them would be, which tools will we use for thermal energy investigation, and what safety precautions should we use in this investigation? Make sure you are using your safety precautions when you are working with hot boiling water to reduce the chances of any accidents. The next step is to place both spoons into a bowl of hot water and then immediately start the timer. You will record the time when the butter slips down into the water first. The recommended sequence of instruction for conductors and insulators is to classify objects as thermal conductors or insulators first, and then investigate how thermal conductors and insulators are used. Some common student misconceptions that students have are that insulators like oven mitts or gloves create heat. It's important when talking about conductors and insulators that students have an opportunity to predict and test objects to determine their ability to conduct or insulate thermal energy. It's important to allow students to have the ability to show their understanding by answering questions such as which materials are good conductors of thermal energy and which materials are insulators of thermal energy. At the end of the investigation, students should be able to explain that the metal spoon is a conductor because it easily allows thermal energy to flow through.
Let's review our investigation. We learned that a conductor allows heat to pass through it. We learned that an insulator does not allow heat to pass through it easily. We learned that metals are good conductors of thermal energy, and we reviewed one of HISD best practices lab equipment. We reviewed that teachers must plan and select grade level appropriate lab equipment to lead students to mastery of objective, model appropriate use of tools, and provide direction for guidance and monitor proper use of tools. Thank you for watching, and check out the other videos in our Split Second Science channel.